From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page. Now it's off to the show. Take it away, nerds.
Hey, what's going on, nerds? And as you can see from our backgrounds, and if you can't see from our backgrounds, you should watch us on Facebook and do both. We're doing Thor the Dark World. Welcome to Nerds Doing Nerd Things. On today's show, I have my good friend, James.
Yo.
My other good friend, Will.
Hello.
And the co-host that keeps trying to get me replaced, Susie.
Are you sure you're not on the Dark World?
I was born into the Dark World. Have you heard me say some of my stuff? I go so dark, I play with the Ninja Turtles and gargoyles. So who wants to start of their thoughts on Thor the Dark World?
I think Thor should start.
Oh, that's me. Son of a bitch. I had to relook at everybody's screen to realize, who do you talk? Oh, it's me. Ha! Well, my thoughts of this movie are as followed. It did what it had to advance the story. Kind of it. I didn't like it. There was a lot going on, and Natalie Portman's portrayal. I can't think of the character's name. Jane Foster in this movie felt very forced, and that has a lot to do with Patty Jenkins getting the boot off the directorial roles.
Now, did she get the boot or did she boot herself?
I don't know, but I know Natalie Portman. Natalie Portman acting in this movie had a lot to do with Patty Jenkins being removed, or her removing herself, because you could tell she's just going through the motions. You know, you have Thor, Loki, Chris Hemsworth, and Tom Hiddleston. They're obviously back, and I think they do a good job. Like, they're not the issue. I think Malekith as a villain was the issue, and some of the other acting in the movie. Plus, let's go find the Reality Stone and let's throw it in Jane Foster. Hey, there you go.
That wasn't on purpose.
I know it wasn't.
Oh, okay, I get it.
Susie.
It's been one of those days, AJ. It's been one of those days.
I've had one of those weeks. Which turned into months and then years. So, James, what are your thoughts? How'd you like the movie and everything?
No. You have to go to the other hero. Loki cannot go next.
Loki's a hero.
By the end of the movie.
Not what I said. I said the other hero has to go next, meaning the one that does not belong in these movies. Will.
Hello.
Oh, you threw me off. I didn't know where the hell you were going.
That's because I'm a Deku. It's fine.
Let's go, Kachan.
You were almost
Listen
definitely...
here, you dirty shit. It was okay. I thought it was good. Just it could have been a lot better. That's really
better. How?
I feel like the story could have been a little more fleshed out.
Okay.
It felt all over the place to me. Especially that the original Reality Stone thing that it was in, it was like, bop, dead. Oh, wow, that was anticlimactic.
You and I had talked earlier the week. You had a ranking for the Thor movies.
I did.
I was gonna save that for the end. Damn it, Susie. But
You're
go
welcome.
for it, Will. Go for it, Will.
3, 1, 2.
Ragnarok, the first one, and then the Dark World.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I do like Ragnarok the best.
Oh my god, so fun.
Okay, so do we want to go with original hero now, or hero that is at the end of the movie? Okay,
We have to
Susan.
go with Loki. My hero has to go last because my hero is the hero of Ragnarok. And y'all can fight me on that one.
Not wrong.
And even if you try telling her she's wrong, she's not wrong.
I mean, I can't argue with her favorite hero because great
Will,
song.
learn that fast, which you probably already have. No comment?
Well-
Okay.
Will's got nothing.
Go, James.
So pretty much like y'all have been saying, like for me, the movie was very I'll be honest with you, when I did see it in theaters, I did fall asleep somewhere. I don't know exactly what part I fell asleep on, but that's a problem right there for me.
But hold on. I have a question for this.
Yes.
Because you fall asleep in some very good movies.
Well, he does work night shift.
So where would you rank this in your sleeping of bad movies?
Oh, I was able to. Okay. Because I saw Resident Evil Afterlife, I would say this is a lot easier to sleep through than hearing a and jumping up out of your sleep. So, you know. Oh,
Like
man.
Godzilla loose.
But yeah, like.
I'm sorry, James. I had to pick on you for a second because you've fallen asleep in some of my favorite movies. And I'm like, how?
No, continue
You
to pick on
dirty
him
bitch.
because it means you're not picking on me.
Pick. Continue, James.
But like you guys said, the movie does what it needs to do. A lot, like the majority of the acting did feel like kind of forced. But you know what? I did come from Anthony Hopkins. All right, like that was the main thing of what I was there for in general. And Loki transforming to Captain America, and
That was funny.
it's the American way. Like some
Did
things,
this form help you out?
like some things did make me laugh. Some things I kind of felt was just like, all right, I'm like, can we just get to the point already? Like, I just want to get there. Like, I think this is the one MCU movie where I was just like, guys, I know the pacing. I already know what we're gonna do. I'm like, guys, can we do this already? Because I'm like, I want to go use the bathroom real quick. Like, I wasn't having as much fun as I should have been, in my opinion, to myself. And then now watching it like via now like PlayStation or DVD or whatever in general, I just kind of sometimes fast forward through some parts just to get through it. And I'm like, all right, now I can get to a fun part. And I'm like, okay, that's over. Fast forward to the next part. All right, we're in. Like it's just how I feel. Like I felt like the movie to me wasn't as good as it should have been. But I'm not gonna say that it was the worst thing ever.
I mean, you and I have seen some pretty bad movies, so
Since we're doing
I
this
am now
movie,
listening to the
and
Queen.
I haven't brought it up yet. This was Jessica and mine first date movie.
Oh, that's right. You were telling me this.
Look at you being cute.
I should have picked a better movie. It's so sad. All right, go, Susie.
So many ways I can take that. So many ways.
The movie was bad, not the date. The date was fine. Don't talk to her. The date was fine.
I will get her opinion on the date later.
Hey. It must have worked well. It must have worked well. She's my wife now.
Or maybe you just upped your A game for the second date. Did you ever think of that?
No, because I can't remember the second date.
That's actually really bad.
I'm waiting to hear.
I'm
Oh no.
Will, I'm
Y'all
pretty sure
bae.
I'm pretty sure our first date was Wonder Woman.
2017? Really? I feel like you guys been dating longer than that.
Mm-mm. I feel like our first actual date was Wonder Woman.
I don't know. I don't remember.
And I had a horrible joke going in there, and I can't say that because this is going to be aired on Facebook, and everybody's going to watch it.
Yeah, be nice.
I am being nice. I will send it to you later.
Thank you. So this is actually my favorite of the Thor movies.
This is the part where I say uncultured swine, but go for it.
I am an uncultured swine. It's fine. I accept my fate. So I really like this movie. I do agree that there's some areas that could be fleshed out a little bit better. I don't like the fact that the Queen dies in this one. Like it's my least favorite part. But Overall, like the acting from Natalie Portman is a little bit better in this one than it was in the first one, though it is a little bland. But I kind of want to think that that has more to do with the way the screenplay is, more so than her acting. Because I mean, I've seen her in Star Wars and a whole host of her other movies, and her acting is like always on point. So I kind of want to say it's more the screenplay than it is her acting ability, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, to a certain extent.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no, this I definitely like this one a little bit better than the first one. And if I had to rank them, it's 3, 2, 1.
Well, you ranking it that way doesn't mean the last movie or the first movie is bad in any way. You're just that's just your preference.
So the first movie, I literally fast forward through most of it until the ending.
Till Thor gets bitch slapped.
Yeah, pretty much. Because and it's nothing against any, like, actually it's up until he goes up against Shield that I fast forward to. And it's because I can't stand the character. And I know that's how Thor's supposed to be.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's how they wanted him to be.
Yeah, no, that's entirely how they want him. That's entirely how he's supposed to be. It works with their story. I don't like it. It bothers me. And it seems too chopped, which is part of the reason why the second one's more my favorite, because it mellows him out just enough that like he's a relatable character now, instead of, you know, pow, I'm awesome.
So before we go into our next topic, you guys know how I share, you know, what we're doing out on like all the pages we are attached to?
No, not at all.
Ah, you suck. I actually got a kickback and I really appreciate it, because we want to include our community in these things. So I posted on the Marvel Cinematic Universe fan page about us recording our episode tonight, and, you know, see if anybody wanted to throw their input. Well, we had a person by the name of Orlando Rosario, and this is what he writes. It wasn't as good as the first movie, but that does not mean it takes away all the awesomeness of the moments in the movie. The chemistry between Thor and Loki was definitely a key factor here, which I completely agree with. And you brought it up, Susie. What do you guys think of Freya's death and how that advanced Loki's story? Thor is hurt by it, no doubt, but I think it has more of an impact on Loki.
It really does, because so Freya, Loki is the trickster god. Freya taught him his tricks. So while, you know, she's not his mother, she's his mother in all aspects.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that had more of an effect on him than we want to realize. I think it's part of the reason why at the end of the movie, or like when they're trying to rescue Jane, he turns into more of like a good guy, and then, you know, we all know what happens from there.
So as I was just reading that, somebody else chimed in, a person named by Eric, trying to decide if this movie or Edward Norton's Hulk is the worst MCU movie, and I am right there with him.
Edward Norton's Hulk, hands down. I will watch this before I will watch the Hulk.
Oh, absolutely.
Hands down.
I would, but they are pretty close together.
No.
As Will looks pissed.
It was bad. That movie was poopy.
Like, no.
Poopy.
Mm-mm.
That movie
Give me
was
Eric Bana.
stinky.
Give me
Thanks,
Eric Bana.
Kate. Now you got me using it.
Give me Eric Bana. I would rather watch Eric Bana.
So, anybody else have anything to say with the advancement of story through Freya's death? Before I
Loki,
start talking
100% Loki. That was all Loki.
This guy.
Loki.
What, did I mess up there? Because I meant to say Loki.
Loki.
No, I don't think he messed up.
Mm-mm.
Because you brought up some really good points, because as much as he disliked Odin and Thor, he loved Freya.
I don't believe he disliked Odin and Thor. I think he hated being the younger sibling.
See, I think
He was jealous of the attention that Thor was getting. He was being a typical younger sibling. He wanted all of it for himself.
which I think caused him to dislike Thor and Odin.
Yeah, I think he loved him in his own way. I don't think he disliked them. I think it was more just,
Well, here's why I say this, because while Odin and Thor are doing their thing together, Odin's prepping Thor to be the next king of Asgard. Who does Loki go to? Freya. It's like that's their I don't want to call them cliques, but you get where I'm going with that.
yeah.
And I think by them offing Freya, which that's a horrible way to put it, it turns Loki into what Freya wants him to be. Granted, he's still an anti-hero in a way, because he's still doing bad things to a certain extent, but you see the arc of himself starting to turn.
Right? Oh no, absolutely. But no, I'd have to disagree with the assumption that he doesn't like Odin and Thor. I think he respects them. I just think he believes in his mind that he's a better ruler, a better person than them, and because he's the younger sibling and he got a lot of attention from his mother, he wasn't given as much attention. He wanted that attention. He wanted to prove something.
This is why we love movies, because it's all subjective and everybody gets different feelings from them.
Yes. Well, I've been feeling that from Loki the whole time, where it's not that he dislikes them, but that he wants to prove he's as good as them.
No, you could actually see that too.
Mm-hmm.
As we'll get into it. So what do you guys go into our next topic? Malekith. Where does he rank on the villains of the MCU? And if you don't say, Will, help me out here.
Stinky.
Well, I was going to say trash. I picked up the trash bin, and then you couldn't see the trash bin. Darn it. Trash. I honestly think he was just a placeholder villain that they needed for one movie, just to advance the Infinity Saga plot. Make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, in the little bit of research that I've been able to do about this particular
research
movie, yeah, I do that quite frequently, actually.
Yeah,
AJ.
because you're in school.
Yeah, but I do it on movies too, because I find movies fascinating. And oh wait, AJ has a long list of movies he has to watch because he's lame. You're welcome, AJ.
You're despicable.
So, but in the list in the research that I was able to do on this movie for Dark World, I don't believe they portrayed Malekith to the best that they possibly could. Do I believe that in this particular cinematic universe he's just a placeholder? Yes. Do I think that if they redid it, they should do a better story for him? Absolutely. Because they did not do him justice. That's what I got.
Because I'm trying to look up the henchman's name.
Oh, good. You got me on that one. I don't remember.
You know, the big guy that goes into Asgard and starts effing shit up.
Okay. So, see if I put this together right.
His name is literally Curse.
Oh.
I think he's infused with... It's not the Reality Stone, is it? That makes him Hulk out and do all that stuff? I know he gets stabbed with something and something put inside of him,
They take it out of Jane Foster,
and that's what they put inside him.
and then that's what they put inside him, and he gets pulled into. He gets destroyed. He gets whatever, but yeah.
James, what are your thoughts about Malekith?
Eh?
I was expecting a lot more than just.
On my list, he's ninth. If you get that joke. Yeah, Dr. Who joke.
Okay, so there would be a reason why I didn't get that, because that's another thing I haven't seen.
One day.
Wait, hold on. What?
I've only
What
watched
haven't you seen?
that one Doctor Who episode.
Oh,
You know,
terrible.
the first
You're
one
shameful.
with Karen Gillian.
I have disowned you.
And that was because I was with Paul, and Paul likes Karen Gillian.
Because she's hot.
I wasn't going to say that, but okay.
I
mean,
said
I was
it for
thinking
you.
it.
Paul's like entire reasoning for liking any actor or actress, they're hot.
I mean, he's got a good point. But, Will, what are your thoughts on Malekith?
Eh.
Damn,
Jeez,
Lame.
that was more words than me.
See, no, I completely understand lame. Like, I'm on the board with Susie. If they would have done more or did a better job with him, because in the comics, he's pretty good. Does a lot more damage than just,
That's what I'm saying.
here, go fuck shit up kind of thing.
He's a badass in the comics.
But then again, they do a lot better with a lot of people in the comic books, So, we've talked about where this ranks in our Thor movies. We've talked about where it ranks in the MCU, the villains, where they rank. How do you think Thor progressed within this movie? Because honestly, I think Loki progressed a hell of a lot more than Thor.
This was Loki's story. This was not Thor's story. This was Loki's story. So I actually do agree with your thing that I think Loki progressed more than Thor. But I will say that Thor does change a little bit with this movie, though we really don't see it in future movies, because he, still falls for all of Loki's tricks. Got nothing on that one. But he grew a little bit, but it's not enough where I'm like, oh, hey, look, that's awesome character development. Let's throw it on that. No, and Loki had way more.
What do you guys take for Loki's sacrifice at the end? James?
For me, I was like, oh, he has some shit planned. Because he isn't gonna go out like that.
I was completely invested when that happened.
I literally just went, it's Loki. I'm like, homie, don't play that. I'm like, I'm not falling for that shit. You think you clever.
I was completely invested. I was like, oh shit, they killed him. That's it. He Agent Coulson. He's in a couple movies and then boom, out.
See, I knew that they hadn't killed him because Hiddleston was already signed on to do a couple of other movies.
Yeah, I until we started like our show, I didn't look into like movies and all that stuff. I would go into a movie blank and just fall into it, which it's a lot of fun to do. I honestly, when I first watched it, I was like, I honestly thought he was dead. And then what was it, the post-credit scene?
Yeah.
And it's transformed back into Hulky. Hulky.
Oh god, that sounds terrifying.
It's Loki in the Hulkbuster armor.
So it'll be green and gold.
And does all Loki's tricks and magic.
I kind of want to see that now.
Right?
Oh.
But I really, like what you were saying, I really thought he was out, and it would have been a hell of a way to end his story but then knowing, now that he comes back over and over and over, neck crunch Thanos again. And Susie disappeared.
No,
and now she's back.
She had to crack her back. No, but like that's part of the reason why I'm so excited for the Loki show. I'm so excited.
I am. I'm just curious on what universe it would be in, because I don't know if it'll be in the same universe.
So we know. So my assumption, I shouldn't say we know. My assumption is that it's going to take place to wherever he takes the Tesseract to after the Avengers movie, when they go back for the Tesseract in Endgame.
Interesting. Very interesting.
That's what I think. That's what I believe, because he takes the Tesseract and he goes somewhere. And I think that's their setup for Loki.
Good point. I'd like to see it that way.
Yeah.
Will, got any thoughts about Loki kicking the bucket and then not kicking the bucket?
Who else but Loki?
It's Loki. It's Loki.
I'm a little impressed with that. Your voice was on the Loki.
The puns. All the puns.
Did you expect nothing less from us?
Yeah, yeah, true.
Haha, I found the piece I need. No, come back here.
Did you stop building, Evie? We're trying to do something. So, before we end it and close it out and, somebody goes to sleep or to work, if you had to change one thing to make this movie better, what would it be?
God damn it.
Less clashing villains.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, I don't like when they throw multiple villains into one movie and make it black. So they could have removed like one and it would be fine.
Wait, I thought it was just Malekith.
No, I thought there was like two. I thought there was like 2 or 3. I may be wrong.
No, it's only Malekith.
Just Malekith with the Dark Elves.
Mm-hmm.
James?
You know what I would actually really love to see? A little bit more Malekith. Actually, Malekith versus Thor. A little bit more of that. Or actually a really nice Malekith and Loki fight.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
All with the whole time Loki doing the Odinson family stance of bring that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Susie, and now I made you think.
You did. You made me think, because Will made a good point earlier where if they had fleshed out the story a little bit better, it definitely would have been like a really good movie. I would have loved to see more of, my guy over here. My guy.
I mean, he makes one hell of a jump onto one of those ships.
Oh, yeah. But definitely, like, I think I'd rather see more of the story fleshed out. I'd love to see more of the comic book-esque Malekith versus the movie Malekith, where I was kind of like, this is a villain? Like, what? Like, he does a good villain. Like, don't get me wrong. He does a good villain.
I just think he's not in it enough.
He's not feared. He's kind of just like, okay, cool, you're the bad guy. I'd like to see Malekith more.
He's the bad guy.
I'd like to see
just
Malekith
because we're bad guy doesn't mean we're bad guys.
I'd like to see Malekith not like on Thanos level, but like maybe like just underneath Thanos level.
I mean, I just thought of this. Son of a bitch. We'll get to what I have to say after this. The Mandarin or Malekith. Who's worse? Because technically I thought they both sucked.
The Mandarin.
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 Right. Well, at least I was right. They both kind of sucked.
They both suck. But if I had to pick one villain that I would prefer, it would be Malekith. Mandarin, just no.
See, at
the
beginning of the movie, when they're showing how Malekith and the Dark Elves fought, what was it, Odin's father?
Yeah.
I would have really preferred to see that instead of just cuts from it.
Like, yeah, definitely.
Give him a backstory. Show us Like, why? Like, we get they want to end reality and all that stuff. We get it. Why?
But why?
But why though?
I really wish they, especially at the beginning of the movie, you don't even, this can be before you hit the title screen and all that glory. You're staring at, why are you staring at me like that?
Who?
You, it looked like you were concentrating on something. Oh, okay.
I was looking for my itty bitty Eevee pieces.
I just feel like if they, at the beginning of the movie, you could have shown more of Malekith and why, like, give us the reason why they fear him. Show us why Odin and him really went to battle. Not Odin, Odin's father. You know, all we needed was maybe 5 minutes of more context that could have made that movie a lot better. If that.
Yeah, and really, yeah, I mean, I have nothing because they really had more that they could have added to this that would have made it like just that much better. And would have gone from like, you know, for me like 3, 2, 1, it would have gone from like second place to like first place. Just that little bit of extra oomph.
Anybody else have anything else to add?
No.
Yeah, AJ, it might be an idea for you to not wear a hat during this.
Why?
Licensing.
What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about.
So now you made Thor look really cool.
You'll not see shit. Will, where can people find you?
Canada.
Blame Canada. I'm sorry, South Park has been stuck in my head all day.
I got a leg
Listen
done.
here, you little shit.
Hey, South Park is funny.
No.
Wow.
You went to Canada without me?
He brought back some free healthcare. James, where can people find you?
Facebook, Twitch, sleeping at work.
I mean, that
It's funny because it's true.
yeah, kind of. It's when you and Kendall are most active.
Yeah.
Because when I post something at 1 o'clock in the morning, boom, there's Kendall and James laughing their butts off at something I post.
Just
I'm afraid to go to Susie right now, but Susie, where can people find you?
Universal.
Building an EV.
I am building an Eevee. Look,
And
see,
flag.
no, wait, hold on. Wait, look at my cute little Eevee.
your Eevee
My
keeps
cute little
getting-
Eevee. No.
keeps
Okay,
getting
there
out.
we go.
Would it make
My
it a
cute
ghost
little
type?
Eevee.
Can
The head only took me like, 3 hours.
Wait.
does it evolve?
No.
If you throw a brick at it.
No, but I have oh crap. I don't have easy access. Oh, yes, they do.
All right, well, she's going to get that. I'm AJ. I've already said in every show where you could find me. Nothing's changed. Facebook, Xbox, PlayStation, AJ All Star 15, Twitter. Susie's been doing a really good job on the Twitter page.
Sandwich.
Sandwich.
Oh,
We don't have Lantiri to do the sandwich voice.
Man, that was pretty good.
I'm sorry, I just tried to do my little Nicky impression.
It was bad.
Hey, James said it was good. So I broke even. You said it was bad, he said it was good. I'm back at 0.
so I have to fix Sylveon because Sylveon decided to. Oh, I fixed a couple of them, so I'm going to show you a couple of them that are, correct.
All right, on
But look, I
that.
can evolve it into a Jolteon. Let me bend this down. I can evolve it into a Jolteon,
Yeah,
and I can evolve it into an Espeon. And Sylveon's head just fell off, so.
well, that's kind of creepy.
Well, it's a ghost right now.
But James, you remember these?
Yeah. That was a Christmas gift from
Last year, yeah. I gotta fix them.
All right, well, show's over. Peace out, everybody. Thanks for stopping by and watching us and listening to us.
I hope they're not gonna
Bye.
hope they're not gonna set up a
Bye.
post credit scene or anything because we ain't got one.
We don't have
Okay.
post-credit scenes.
Yeah.
We're not that cool yet.
But
We're
James,
getting there.
James, what do we always say? We'll see you.
Next game.
Yeah.
Peace.